Okay, guys, I should be live once again. So many times today. Okay, so hi and welcome to this Assassin's Creed live. Well, it's live for me, but that video was live. But we're about to see. I have not seen it since I was live at the same time that they were live. I mean, Ubisoft. And they showcased the new Assassin's Creed game. As far as I know, you guys also let me know in the chat. But I did see, as I said, just couldn't freaking cover it. Now, for a lot of you, you know that I should be in bed right now. Yes, I should be, and I was going to, but then I decided to just look a bit like what they're showing, and there was like character creation and some missions and how some game mechanics are gonna work, and I mean, I was like, I have to see it. Yeah, so I have to see it. I cannot wait till tomorrow, and it's better to do it with you guys and comment on it. And I just can't wait to actually, say what I think about it, to see what they're gonna offer us. So that's super important to me since Assassin's Creed is the most anticipated freaking game of this year, at least for me. I know that for a lot of you it's Cyberpunk or something else, but it's just for me that's the game. So yeah, I cannot wait. I'm gonna put the stream on. As far as I saw, they do comment on particular aspects of the game, and we're going to listen to that. And I'm gonna, comment alongside with them and see what the hell that means for me as a player that, always played Assassin's Creed since the very freaking beginning. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do with this stream. Hi to my dear Ivy and dear Clayton. I know that it's late also for you guys, so I'm sorry that it has to be so late, but we are going to at least hopefully enjoy ourselves, and I pray to God they show us some improvements. So I'm gonna skip a bit, but we are almost there.
Creed Valhalla.
Oh, here we are, okay. Let's see where
Valhalla.
exactly it starts. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at here, just 1 or 2 seconds time. I'm gonna put the volume a bit higher for me. If it's too loud for you guys, always let me know. No, thanks, dear Clayton. I hope that it's all worth it for all of us.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a Ubisoft News Play stream of Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay. I am one of your hosts, Chris Waters.
Okay.
I am Yusuf McGeed, and as Chris said, we have a very special stream. As you can see, we are also joined by Jessica Maher here, game designer on Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Jessica, how are you doing?
Really well. Super excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay, this looks
Heck yeah.
great.
Thanks for getting in this boat. What are we doing, Yusuf? What's happening?
Ooh, the wood.
All right, so Chris, we're looking at my gameplay here, and I got some hands-on time with Valhalla recently. And the first thing we're starting off here is a riverside raid of a monastery.
Excellent. And I like you just blowing the horn straight up. I mean, a raid is not a subtle affair, right, Jess? Like that, people know you're coming. You're getting into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like definitely if you take this course of action, if you blow the horn, you'll hear the bells, everybody knows you're coming. But there's also an option for you to be able to stealthily, I guess, scout out the location before your allies come barging in. In this case, less subtle, but there is an option.
Less subtle. The bowmen are waiting at the gates.
I have been called many things in my
Subtle.
Not
Assassin's
subtle
Creed
at all,
playing
yeah.
days. Subtle has rarely ever been one.
I'm just gonna barge in, with my
Excellent. So yeah, folks, what you're seeing here is footage taken from a work-in-progress build. The game is out in 4 weeks, but right now this is footage we pre-recorded from a work-in-progress build, and we selected some scenes to show off different parts of the gameplay and give you a deeper look at what's in store for you when Valhalla comes out. So, Jess, we're in the middle of combat here, and as a game designer, combat was kind of in your purview. Is that correct?
Yep, so I wasn't directly involved in the designs of the fight. However, I did assist when it came to the experience and the user interface. And fight was something that was really important to the devs. We really wanted to step up once again our fight and make it really feel crunchy, visceral, and part of that Viking fantasy. So for sure, a lot of attention put into this.
Hopefully, because
What kind of
I do want to
weapons are
feel
you
like a
working
freaking badass.
Yeah, so here I'm rolling with the
don't wanna be
one-handed axe and shield.
constrained.
Obviously, you'll see us, you'll see me switch weapons quite a bit throughout the demo. Dual wielding axes, dual wielding shields at one point.
I'm sorry to interrupt
going
right
with
now.
the
Did you just
two-handed
leap
battle
across
axe.
the battlefield and stomp someone's head in?
Oh
You
yeah,
always
so
say
yeah,
it's a
you,
work
if you
in
see
progress,
There's
the
like two bars there,
Python,
Chris,
yeah.
over a person, and if you drain
then the game comes
one
out
of them,
and you
which
see
is
the
like their
same
stamina,
thing.
you'll knock them down. And if that happens, you can stomp on them or execute like a finishing strike on them.
That's
Yep, and there's a couple ways you can do this too. I think you can use it
Like
to weak points
Valhalla.
with your bow. You can diminish their defense by parrying attacks. There's a couple ways to do this, and with stomping, it's a main skill that you get in the skill tree. So you opt into this one.
Okay, so we're not gonna get this right
and
away.
now it's time to
Stomping.
loot. I mean, that's part of the whole deal with a raid, right? You gotta get the
That's
booty.
why you're here. That's definitely why you're here. Bring it back to the settlement, build some new things, perhaps a tattoo shop or something to enhance your car or change its appearance. There's so many things you can do with the loot you find in raids.
Now,
I
you just
can't
said the
wait.
Drakar,
So in this case, we
that's
got
your
raw
longbow,
materials.
Female designer?
The
Oh,
Yeah,
Drakar's-
raw materials.
Okay. The Drakar is what you call the longbow, is that correct?
Yes.
she looks like Cassandra.
Okay,
She
get the
looks like
terms down.
Cassandra. I don't like this.
Sorry,
I don't
Yusuf,
like
what
when
were you gonna say?
it seems like it's copy paste.
I was gonna say, so in this case, we got raw materials and supplies. Now, what exactly are we gonna use those for?
Tell me more about
Right, so
Letterchestershire.
those are
I should like to join Sigurd soon.
resources for
We
your
travel to a
settlement,
town called
mainly.
Recton
So what you
to
do
meet
there
Ivar
is,
and Ivar
when you
Ragnarsson.
arrive, of course,
As
your
I
settlement
hear,
is not
they are on
built.
the verge of
You're
exiling
kind
the
of
King of
building
Mercia.
yourself in this
The hope
land,
of his
and
daughter
in
Yeah.
order
of their
to
own.
create
A
services
bold
or
endeavor.
to have
I should be there to
places
help
for
when
your
I
new
Yeah, I understand.
allies
What the heck?
or people who came with you from Norway to England for them to stay, you need
Maybe
to
I
use these
was gonna have
resources.
unicorns,
So
but
they're
it's
really made
another
to build,
time,
and you
you
can
know.
build at any order you like.
won't keep
So if you
waiting.
really, really want to
Another-
have
not
tattoos
time.
immediately,
That
you can
much.
start with that.
Or
But there's a
another
few things that
culture.
like there's an order of things, but in general, it's up to you to pick.
Not
And
sure
as
how
you
it
gain
aligns with the time, so
renown,
to speak,
more
with
opportunities
ancient
are
Greece.
available. So, yeah,
have
lots to
not
do with resources in this element.
checked
So many
this.
things to build.
At the
Nice.
moment.
Got it.
And Yusuf, I see here you are rocking the dual shields. Is that what I'm seeing?
I do have the dual shield. We'll see some dual shield fighting in a bit.
really?
But that last scene.
What
Oh,
happened?
I'm excited.
So here we got we're going to sort of win over the land of Leicestershire, and we're told to meet up with the Ragnarssons. So this is Ivar Ragnarsson.
This
and
is
we'll meet his
Ivar.
brother, and then Eivor's brother Sigurd is already with them.
This is such a surprise, by the
What
way.
is happening here? This doesn't
That
seem
they
like a sanitary situation.
It's
Oh, he's very
actually
friendly,
Google
you'll
Sons
see.
of Ragnar. The show has everything
And
to do
folks,
with it,
you,
I'm sure.
As you know, you can play as male or female Eivor, and we'll be switching throughout the footage to give you a look at both of those characters' models in cutscenes and in action.
Yeah, we've already been switching a little bit.
Yeah, here
Yikes.
things are gonna be much
Oh,
different than the
no.
show.
No.
This is such a great introduction.
So Jessica, Viking torture methods, was this part of your
Have to get
design
used to this
process?
Ivar.
Really get into what kind of gross stuff they did to each other.
Oh yeah, every morning before going to work, I just rewatch this scene. It really inspires me. No, Ivar is a particular kind of character. He's very unique in his approach. You could tell his values are a bit more
He was the
primal,
oldest.
very visceral in general. So he's definitely one of those
Yeah,
unique
for sure he wasn't
people
the
you'll
pretty
get to
boy
meet
that we
along
see in
the
the
journey.
show, I'm aware.
He doesn't
Yeah.
seem too fond of Saxons, I'll say that.
he has, he finds benefits in either Saxons and Danes. This guy didn't seem to be very useful to him, so we'll see what he
That
thinks
guy
about
looked
other
like
ones.
he had
But
boobs when
yeah,
he fell.
he's smart though. I'll give him that. You'll get to see a bit about how he thinks. But he has a twist, definitely.
Yeah, and so this is one of the Ragnar sons in this Sons of Ragnar quest. And Yusuf, this is a quest to kind of like build up your influence in the region and kind of like start like you're not just fortifying your settlement and your place.
And you're gonna
by
follow
the
someone.
resources through
Wow,
combat,
that's
but also through
new.
alliances.
So new.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you,
Like I think
Ubisoft.
there's this
Assassin's
idea that
Creed.
Vikings are
This is
all
so new.
raiders and
Follow someone.
warriors and take everything they want through force. But like the actual truth of it was that there was a lot of like deal making and diplomacy going on. And so in this case, the current king of Mercia is someone named Burgred who hates the Danes, and Eivor and Sigurd and the Sons of Ragnar want to install their own king, who can rule over Danes and Saxons alike. And so
Okay,
that's sort of what
how
this
come
mission
the
quest
cutscenes
is
still look like the game
dethroning
from
the
2015?
current king and creating a peaceful transition of power to the next one. So it has to be peaceful.
Dog shit. I'd gouge out your tongue and shove it up your ass.
Classic
Lip
Ivar.
syncing is horrible. For the
So now
most
we're like
part.
jumping ahead a little bit in the quest to get to a different point to show you folks. Set us up
still
here,
look
Yusuf.
like
What kind of
plastic
machinations are
dolls
in
or
play?
something.
Right. So yeah, you got Sigurd there on the left. That's Eivor's brother, and then you have Uba there, who's Ivar's brother. So you got two sets of siblings here, and we're gonna meet the king that they want to install on the Mercian throne here, a man named Ceolwulf here.
Our dear Thane Ceolwulf here.
Oh, there he is.
Okay.
Perfect timing.
But it's what Mercia
Oh, yeah.
needs just now.
Heavy on the furs. It gets chilly
And
out
they
there.
even have like facial
Very noble.
muscles.
Excellent. And so now, while we're interrogating
You know
this guy
how
a
they
little
have
bit,
to build a character
Jess,
up
can you
with
tell
the
us a
body
little
and
bit more about sort of what
muscle
your
structure that
what
also
kind of stuff
counts
you
for the
specialized
face.
in on the team? What kind of elements of the game
Because
design
without that,
were your
it's
focus?
gonna, their whole face is gonna
Sure.
move.
So my main focuses were user
Like we see
experience
here.
and user interface, meaning that each mechanic that needed, some user interface for support or to explain or tutorialize, I might have participated in that, and otherwise everything for accessibility, which there's a great point. In the demo, I don't think we'll be covering it, but soon there shall be more information available. So for those that are there for this, I'm really excited for you guys to see
These
what we've
clothes
done,
look very
and
good.
looking forward to your feedback.
Now we batter
Oh,
the
absolutely.
gate
And
to
if you folks are
splinters.
curious about accessibility options, that doesn't just
For the
include
most
stuff
part.
like,
Crown Ceolwulf.
customizing
Uba.
subtitles, changing
Is
the
it
kind of
Ube or
for
Uba?
color blindness,
I
changing
don't
the
know.
color of the UI. It includes a whole raft of things. And what I'm going to do is in the Twitch chat right now, I'm going to put a link to more information about accessibility in Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
And
Tons
Ivor
of settings
looks
in there
like
that all
that
players are
one
going to
brother
like
from Vikings.
want to get a little
What's
bit
his
of,
name?
whether
What's
it's
his
customizing
name?
your HUD or customizing
sure you're gonna
control
help me,
input.
guys.
A lot of great stuff there. So go check that link out in the Twitch chat, or if you're watching
brother
on
of
YouTube, just go over to
King-
news.ubisoft.com
Wow, I
to find
started
more
forgetting
information there.
now. Wow, that's not good.
Well said, Chris. So what they've been talking about here is Ceolwulf basically says that, hey, if we want this to be a transition of power where the Saxons in Mercia and the Danes of Mercia will follow me and believe in my rule, then this needs to be a peaceful transition of power. Burgred has to essentially, almost willingly give this up, or else people won't follow me.
Get
And so
around,
we can't just
hey!
go and murder Burgred in cold
Good
blood
evening
and
to you.
steal his crown and say, okay, here, Ceolwulf, you take it.
See this man
Now,
who's
when you
so
say
strong
peaceful
and can
transition
have
of power, you mean like not going to be a regicide involved, but
Yeah, more like a forced retirement. Yeah.
Okay.
There might be a
Forced
threat in there,
I mean, folks, like
Just a little bit, just a little.
an older game
the
or
push.
a newer game.
You never said this one was a poet.
oh, you're a poet.
You mean 2010?
And so is
Never
Ivar, of
forward
course.
Yeah.
just
Get
north of
on.
Tamworth. Will you go with us?
You'll be able to find quite a few people who are quick-witted in this game, with the flitting especially. My God, real poets in there.
Oh yeah, we have some flighting coming on a little bit later, and it's one of my
Great.
favorite things to do.
Okay, that's not the interesting part.
Exactly. I've really grown to enjoy the challenge. It's really something that grows on you. It's so creative.
Years to come. For all
that for you folks, you're going to see it in a little bit here during our stream. It's more of a verbal sparring than sword or shield combat. But here we are starting the Leicestershire. Did I say that right?
Leicestershire.
Leicestershire. Man, I got to get my pronunciations down. All right, so we're jumping forward a little bit. Yusuf, tell us where we're at here.
Yeah, so now we're exploring a bit of the open world, checking out some of the side activities in the world that you can discover. We're still in the region of Leicestershire. That's where the whole demo takes place.
That just rolls off your tongue, man. You got it down.
I mean, that's what happens when you play a game for multiple hours. But yeah, this is one of my favorite sequences here. There was an item on the top of these rooms that I was trying to get to, and then I get up here and I find a giant envy.
Oh, nice.
Dude, he just beat you with a barrel. And he threw you off.
Grabbed me and threw me off. Yeah.
Oh, and then still falls and dies like a
way.
ragdoll.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, glad
It's
you're
so
right.
hard.
Oh, but wait. Okay, so I reloaded,
looks
and I
like
was like, all right,
legend
you know what?
for a
I'm gonna
man.
get him back. Don't worry.
AW, hey.
Oh, man. Wow. I mean, honestly,
So
at
many
first,
great archetypes.
it's like a bear of a man. I mean, good.
So I take out one.
No, the game's gonna look a ton
Goliath, I
better
mean,
in
that's a
person,
fitting
of
name.
course, but
All right. Yusuf.
So I
Going for the
gotta
barrel
be
here.
quick this
fact
time.
that, yeah, it
Smashing the
looks like
barrel.
a gem.
That's good. Goliath is turtling up. Ooh, coming for
All
it.
right,
Good.
now here we go, Chris. This is the part I was waiting for.
Oh, now that's what I want.
He's not the only one that can throw himself off.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a
I
finish.
mean-
well done. Well done.
Well
I
done.
hope that works.
Well
Not like
done.
the Spartan kick, just kick somebody big and he just doesn't
but yeah, that
fall.
was
So
one of
why the
the
heck I
combat
need
abilities
Spartan
that,
kick? I cannot kick
You see there
like
on the
half
bottom
of the
right,
game
there are
characters
4 maps
off a ledge.
to the face buttons, like
even
like you might
if,
remember
even
in
if I'm
Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
40 and above
And then once you
level.
have a bar of adrenaline,
Even
which
if
is
I
in the
upgraded the
bottom
to the
left
fullest.
corner there, you can
So I
activate. your
hope I can do
abilities.
that.
Exactly.
So was that bolt charge move one of your abilities?
Yeah, it's the top one. So if you hold right trigger, it activates those, and then it's the
Oh,
the
so
one on top.
yeah, one
So,
of these that I have
if
to
I was
equip.
playing on Xbox here, it would have been mapped to the Y button.
The high
There's
wire
also
act
a-
makes me nervous. I don't know. I know you're not gonna fall.
It is
like, come on.
stressful.
Sorry, Jess. What were you gonna say?
Okay.
Oh, it's just about abilities in
Great.
general. There's also the idea that you have to earn the abilities here, so you have to explore a lot of the environment in order to find them. In this case, of course, in the demo, we give you a couple fun ones, but typically you have to earn them yourself through exploration. So
Of course, of course.
Nice. You have
Yeah,
to,
and we actually have some of that coming up of how you have to go about earning abilities. But this was actually a really cool
They're not
little
very sneaky
environmental challenge
now.
that I just stumbled upon in the world. I came across there was something in this temple that was
That's
marked on my
why we are
compass,
here to find out.
and when I went up to the front door, it was
One of the
barred. I couldn't
things.
get in, and there were no openings. So I sort of climbed around and looked, and I saw this exposed window brick area here, and I realized if I can bring out my predator bow and shoot the barricade, I can unlock the door.
Yeah,
And this was
there's
there was no
a-
mission for this. Like it was just out in the world.
well, and also
This
you had
is
that handy note to be like,
second
hey,
time that they're showcasing
Yeah.
this and
maybe you
clue.
should.
could get annoying after a time.
dude, wearing a ghillie suit?
If you can't
These
just
guys are-
enter, but
these
you
guys
have
are
to
camos.
always like look for a hole somewhere where you can shoot your bow
Amor's
through.
here. Hello. Give me your stuff.
That's
No
kind of
doorbell,
worries
so
me.
you just have to go
Gonna
in.
get
Big.
annoying real quick. The first time it's like, oh, clever, but then
We
you're
got the
like,
loot.
oh, it's annoying.
Nice, well done.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing, but
Okay, so now
Oh,
see,
yeah, Chris.
that
I
was
played all
wealth
the
collected,
freaking
and this-
Assassin's
I see
Creed
the sort
games,
of
so
wealth bar. So there's like wealth
I could
and
make
raw
a fair
materials.
guess
These are
from
like
my
different
personal
kind of types
experience
of
how I'm
resources
gonna
you
feel
gather
on
in
this
each
mechanic
region.
after a while.
That's right. Yeah. So where raw materials come in is more for your settlement, for your people, for you to expand your renown. But when it comes to wealth, typically it's a bit more for Eivor to find weapons or things to upgrade your gear. And we through the exploration we kind of show you the closest ones within the territory, and it's up to you to find them or not. It's the world is huge and there's lots of things to find if you want to.
Okay, well,
Including two
Including
shields.
two
Let's
shields,
go.
Chris.
That's the. This is the battle I've been waiting for.
that's interesting to me. This
So
is
I was actually
important.
really
How
surprised at
easy
how
it is,
effective
how
this
not
is,
easy
just
it
like
is to
damage
find
wise.
what I need.
I thought it would be like a really
How
kind of
much
like
time this
tanky
gonna take?
loadout and like
Okay, I like the
maybe
bow.
do a lot of
Kinda
stun
looks like
damage,
Far
but not
Cry.
necessarily take a lot of
Yeah,
health
that
away.
same
But
view,
it's a
interesting.
totally viable loadout.
It's legit. I mean, if we let you do it, it can be legit.
Taking care of the two shields business. Folks in the Twitch chat, we are checking in there for any questions y'all have. I saw some people asking about PC specs, and so I'm going to throw a little link in there. Again, you can find this article on news.ubisoft.com if you want
it should
to
run
get an
on
idea
my
of
PC
where
still.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla is how it's going to run on your system, what your targets can be. Go ahead and check that out. But,
Synchronization
sorry, I can't
still,
talk
how's
through
that
one of these.
gonna work? You have Raven instead of Ego, that's fine. There's still a question of how this is going to connect with the whole lore, so that's also interesting to me.
So,
at least.
Jess, I mean, long-time viewers of our stream and Chris know very well that I'm a sucker for AC sync points. It's like my favorite mechanic in any game ever, and each one, especially in a new ACE, just gives me chills.
Is it like the music? Is it the view? Like, is it the combination of everything? Like, what's
the music
Look
swells
how they
so
move,
well
and
with
even
the
in the
view, and like
cutscenes,
you just get to
it's
see the
pretty.
open
Hopefully
expanse
that
of the world and
specs.
how big it is and how far you could travel if you wanted to. It's all
100%.
of it.
And sometimes it's fine, but sometimes they're like,
It's definitely the Assassin's
you know,
Creed
skip a frame.
fancy there, for sure.
Hello, I'm skipping a frame.
All right, we got our first example of flighting here.
Hello, dear merchant. Can you give me this bow? Thank you. Oh, sure thing. I'm gonna. Yeah. Here you are.
Okay, so that's the right choice. But so, what is governing the choices here? Like, what's going to help you zing these guys?
Dear merchant, this is
There
exquisite.
is some rules to
Thank
flitting
you.
in general. So, if I'm not mistaken, I'm no expert myself. I often end up failing, but it's about the nature of
Skip a frame.
the flitting. So, if they're talking about intelligence, you don't want to start talking about simple-minded insults, and also the pacing. So, trying to rhyme. So it's a combination of just trying to keep the same pace but have a harsher response. So yeah, that's how you can figure out whether or not you have it right.
I'm impressed. You are as sharp as that axe on your belt.
Shout out to Godrich, the person in the middle there, who's just like essentially your
hype man.
barometer of like how well you answer. Yeah, but the total hype man. Like,
Okay. I
jump
did not
in there,
skip a
and it's
frame
like,
this
yeah.
time. Okay.
They can be
That's
super
great.
harsh too.
I'm
Like if you
smooth.
don't get it, oh my god, they
all
tell
the
you.
It just reminds me of the that super hot fire meme when like everyone's just like, oh.
Exactly.
Oh, give my
Super
most
harsh.
awesome greetings
Good to
and
have you
please
with
pet
us.
the cat
Fight beside such legends
you
is an
know.
honor.
in my
I've
name.
only heard tales of your
I mean, I really love
Hey now.
We also saw there
Yeah.
just at the end, at the
Must be a very
completion
good
of the fighting that our charisma went up. Well, what exactly is charisma? Like, what does that govern?
Okay.
Right,
Charisma.
so charisma is earned mainly through flitting, and essentially what it does is that it allows to unlock certain
Yeah,
dialogue
Give bread.
options in
No,
specific
no.
context.
Give
So,
goat
for example,
too.
sometimes you'd have the answer yes, the answer no, and if you were to have enough charisma, then maybe there'd be the answer of
Aw.
find a deal in the middle, or something a bit more diplomatic, or maybe something that might be more in your
She is
favor.
so sweet.
So
Can't
if
be
players
an
do a
heir
lot of
if
flitting,
he's
which can
dead,
be found in
you
local
are. And he
towns,
wields a sword.
taverns, and stuff like that, they'll be able to use this charisma to their benefit in context.
Oh.
Oh, awesome.
My countrymen.
So it behooves you to do all your
I have
your
a
flitting
charisma.
challenges.
Okay, so
Yes.
I'm having charisma. I will not be at 10
We
FPS
have a
today.
question coming in
Only
Jess,
20.
from Healthy Cucumber in the Twitch chat, asking about weapons and armor. Is that something we're gonna, like, when we're exploring, are we finding those in like chests in places? Do enemies drop them in combat? What's the best way to kind of like expand your arsenal?
So if you stick to the main path, meaning no exploration, just quest by quest, you'll of course come across a couple weapons and a couple pieces.
Oh, here the
But the
grass
best
just
way to
loaded.
get the most diverse
Oh my gosh,
spectrum
what
of
a
weapons is
grass.
probably through exploration, mainly through searching for
I must
wealth.
go to it.
So in each territory,
must
will give
step
you
on
an
it.
approximate amount. Well, it's actually pretty specific. Sorry, it's a specific amount of wealth that can be found, and within wealth, you can either find gear, weapons, or ingots that can be used to enhance or upgrade this gear. So that would be the best route that I'd recommend. It's also the most fun since you get to enjoy the environment. But yeah, so it's a mix of both. But mainly, I would say wealth is the best way to go if you.
Killed a dozen of our men in an ambush along the river trail.
Hot tips already
Okay.
for you
It
folks.
was Ivar's ass.
Yo, this
Get
guy
ready
kind of
for
looks
the
like
on
run.
Ube.
exploration.
Yeah.
I don't know if he
Poor
was.
description
Ube.
of a perfect
Ube.
30-yard
So Chris, we
toss.
have the two sets of siblings here, Eivor Sigurd, Uba, and Ivar, and this is Birger, the current king of Mercia, with his war-thane Leofric. And Leofric is sort of this formidable
Okay,
warrior that's
yeah,
like the
the
last
fur kinda,
loyal thing
move
to
to
the
it.
king. And they basically approached peacefully and said, "Hey, like, here's your chance." And he said, "Well, you
Here's
gotta
your
come take
chance
the crown,
because I am
essentially."
coming in
So we are now
25
assaulting
FPS
his
this time,
fortress.
so I'm more
Thank you for the
smooth now.
invitation. We will happily oblige.
Next time I'm gonna come in 30 FPS. Just wait. I'm building up to 60.
You're gonna make us go full
And
Viking,
we're
we'll go full
gonna really break this fortress down.
And I like this
Faster and
like,
faster.
late sunset, like burning orange light.
What the
hour.
heck is
Like,
happening here?
Seems like an auspicious
Oh,
hour
my
for
eyes,
battle.
my eyes. I can see what I can see, you know. I have
You know,
to see
it
to
really
fight.
covers up some of the blood. Yeah.
Sunset.
It's the best time to
That's
assault.
sunset in the desert Sahara? Like, what
The
kind
warm
of
glow
sunset is this?
before, imminent death.
Ooh, that's one of my favorite finishers. So you can see we're dual wielding here, one-handed axe in one hand and a hammer
Kinda looks like a
in the other.
Dorky.
So
With
they
a
don't need to
hammer.
be like the same exact weapon type or anything, as long as they're both one-handed weapons. And yeah, the
see,
hammer
brute
just
force right
it's
there.
brutal takedowns.
The sound too, the sound effect on the hammer. Oof, I love it.
That was one of my favorite abilities there too, the harpoon throw, where you can
Yeah.
you throw the harpoon into someone and then you could throw them in a direction. And if they hit
Yeah,
another
60
enemy,
when
it will
the
chunk
dust is
both of their
cleared,
health.
absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, any optical, ideally a person, then it would deal damage to both. But yeah, anytime you make it hit something,
I honestly don't see
it's pretty
much of a
critical
difference
damage for
between
sure.
this type of a fighting game mechanics
other than
and
people?
Odyssey.
What do you
I mean, I
mean?
love
Walls,
Odyssey,
obstacles,
Oh, okay.
boxes.
Some improvement.
Ideally
would
not yourself,
be
but maybe-
bad, you know.
Ideally,
Well,
As
maybe-
long as
maybe
they
some,
don't
mythical
make
creatures.
it worse, which
Hey,
I'm also
why
worried
not?
about. Okay, that's cool. With the axe, that's cool.
You done it. You done it.
Oh, liberated the place.
Ooh.
Light Yongi saying block please. I never block. All right, that's just how.
Okay, that's one of my favorite things to
I would
If you
agree.
want
clear a
blocking,
fortress
strategic
or,
blocking gameplay,
or camp
you
or
came to the wrong
whatever.
place. We are
Fortress,
just a
that's
reminder,
gonna be
folks.
awesome.
This is pre-recorded gameplay from a work-in-progress build. Assassin's Creed
Orochimaru's
Valhalla is coming out next month, November 10th. We're
Take
just giving you a little
another, yeah.
preview look here at some
trio
more
gods.
gameplay and some of the
Yes.
characters you're going to be able to associate
Especially
with.
the moment
Whether you
where
like it or
you
not.
finally make the
Kidding.
first
Ivar's
move
cool.
and it
I'm
takes
over
10
the
years.
torture thing.
Tell them we found the throne.
We like him now.
Ivor makes a quick beeline to that throne there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Who wouldn't want to sit on a throne? I mean, look, if you roll up in a place and there's a
fair.
throne,
Well, it should.
you want to sit there. Just like if you roll up to a
Should
place and
feel
there's a
better,
dog,
of course. I'm just hoping that it does. Oh, it's a dog from 2010. How cute. Oh, it's so lovely.
He puts his paw on you.
I mean, it's really cute
Dog has
and
such a
fluffy.
big
I'm
fuzzy
just saying.
neck.
It really looks old, like an old
So what happened there,
game.
Chris, is that we rolled up into Bergred's throne room and realized he's not there. So he's somewhere missing. We got to go find out where he could be. But before we do that, I headed back to
What have you got for me
Ravensthorpe,
today?
which is our settlement.
Oh,
oh, you're
let's see
going to customize
this.
the look?
I was
Oh
before
yeah,
watching
You can
Eivor here.
Head
but
to the
okay.
barber and tattoo shop, Chris,
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
and you can customize our tattoos.
okay. Getting a look at a few of them here.
Actually, I love
I like
tattoos
it,
on
I like
Vikings,
it.
just on women. It's a bit
Jormungandr.
harsh looking.
We have some folks,
She's already
some,
too harsh
some For
looking.
Honor fans in the chat recognize that name.
Oh, great.
Yeah, you can also change the hair color as well.
Hair color. Wow. Probably still gonna leave
And so
her
this is
blonde.
customizing both, you know,
Oh,
and
the back.
we're
Oh,
obviously
yes.
seeing
Like, show that. Show the
Eivor as a
back.
woman here, but Eivor is also you can play as a man, and they're totally. It's not
Oh,
like similar to
awesome.
Odyssey in that
Oh,
they
no,
are
just hair.
different
No,
characters.
no.
They're the same
Remove that,
character.
please.
You can switch
Can we
during
shave
your
him?
adventure if you want to mix it up. Is that correct, Jess?
Make him like clean as
Yeah.
Spartan.
Oh, 100%. You can change nearly at any time during the game if you want
Like in
to. We
this
have three
cover that with
options. We have
tattoos.
fully male, fully female, or let the animus decide.
Let
Oh,
the
okay.
animus decide?
Wait, so does the animus decide? Will it stick with one, or will it kind of like?
What
mix
is
it
that
up?
like now?
I believe the description
God or
that
something?
we give so far is that it takes the stream, the memory stream or the data stream that is strongest at that time, and
okay.
it is the
There's
default
gonna be a lot of body
selection. But of course, if you
tattoos
have a really
on my
strong
character
preference,
for sure.
by all means, both
Just
are
to cover
totally
them up.
valid choices.
Oh, it also
Many
looks cool.
Viking come to fight with us.
Which reminds me, a few of your raiders are chomping at the bit in hope of becoming your second.
Yeah.
You ought to pick one.
So just we have this. Yeah. I'm gonna tee this up because this is something called the Yoms Viking. And I basically talked to this woman outside of the barracks, and she said there's a bunch of people who want to be my second, who want to be my lieutenant, and this is where I get to sort of customize that. But what exactly is this person? What do they do for you, Jess?
So a
Okay,
Yoms
that's
Viking
interesting.
is a raider that is sworn to you and essentially will always be on your ship. You can choose their appearance and change their gender, and once you lock that in, that is the character that is now your Yoms Viking. However, it's also a great opportunity for you to equip, really amazing loot on them, make them look amazing, and once the game is launched, you'll be able to share your Yoms Viking. So once let's say you're not in the settlement or you're not raiding actively,
hope
your
that's
friends
not
can
gonna
actually
take
take your
away
Yoms
from my
Viking
loot,
with them,
or I have
and
sacrificed
if they
some of
do
mine
raids
to
with
give to them
your
or
friends,
something
they
like
can
that.
come
Hope
back and
it's
give
like
you
separate,
bounty.
you know what
So,
I mean?
or loot from that. So that's what a Yoms Viking is.
Oh, that's pretty big.
I personally like to put my finest
Helmet.
gear on them and have my friends
It's like
play with
young
them. So
Robin.
that's the best route.
But in
Yusuf, you better
Viking
not be
mode.
sending no scrub-looking Yoms Viking over to my ship. I'm not having it.
Oh no! Trust me, Chris. Halvor Mushroom
pretty
Eater
great.
is only the finest warrior around.
How do you see
Put
in
them in like the
this?
default clothing you get at the first
Hey.
in the first part of the game.
Hey, I'm coming, okay? I'm coming.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh,
I love
the tree. Never mind. I'm still epic. I can still see you
it's
there.
good to be
Okay.
enthusiastic about things and have hobbies, Chris. And I'm just glad that Halvor, has a passion. And that's mushrooms.
What level do you have to get at with how much you love mushrooms to have people
Yeah.
refer to you
That's
as
your nickname.
mushroom eater?
Damn.
At least that helmet looks better and more,
Let us
suitable.
begin.
All right, Chris. This was probably this is one of the moments in the demo that totally caught me off guard. Of how invested and how much time I spent playing Orlog,
Oh,
which
come
is this
on,
dice
no,
game.
no, I don't need another
And
Gwent or something.
Just do
I
you want to
personally
give
don't.
a
I've
brief
never played
intro
this.
about
Okay.
what Orlog
just
is and how it works?
Sure.
I want to be
sure.
immersed
So
in the world, but I
Orlog
want to
is
sit on
our
a table.
dice
Like,
game
I can't
found,
sit on
you
my
can
own
find
table
it in
and
some
just
cities,
pour
sometimes next to
to,
where your team's set up, and it's a great opportunity for you to relax
Dice.
and play a game of dice. And so the point of the game is to deplete the health of the other player. In this instance, it'll be the kind of gems. And in order to do that, you can roll dice, and the dice have faces, offensive or defensive. And there's also another factor, which is
deplete
God
the health of
favors.
the other player.
So those
Can
are the kind of
Can't I just impale him
statues
on
that
my
you see on the
sword?
side there.
I'm
And
a
they'll
Viking.
be able to be summoned
Okay.
through what we just saw now,
I'm a
which are
Viking. I wanna
favorites.
fight.
And if you have enough,
Sword.
you can summon powers. So that's
Done.
the basics of it.
I'm
You can earn God favors as you go,
like
and you can
I'm going
select them
with
as
my
well.
horse.
It's really fun,
and going to
it's a
do
great place to like mix and match
that
or
to someone
combine
else.
different
Like,
abilities.
wow, that's what
I
I
like
do.
it.
Yeah, I got absolutely addicted to this. I
Really?
played
Oh,
three
that's
different
great.
matches. I had to
Addicted to this.
remind
Yeah,
myself
sure.
of like, wait,
Sure,
no,
I'm
this is
gonna
not the game.
replace
This
Gwent,
is
although
part
I
of the
cannot
game.
play Gwent. I don't care
I
about
am
Gwent.
Eivor. I am Eivor.
Anyway, I want to be in the world of The Witcher. You know, when I play
But yeah,
The
you're
Witcher,
seeing like
it's
arrows,
same as here. I
you're
don't
seeing
want
hands, you see like
I don't wanna
axes,
do
helmets,
this.
shields, and
Okay.
so arrows and axes attack the opponent's like remaining health, and then shields and helmets block each one of those respective ones, and then the little hand gesture will actually steal gold from your opponent.
Oh, that's
And
great
any
input, actually,
faces
Ravi.
that
Thank
come
you
up
for
with a
letting me
gold
know.
outline will gain you gold. And then gold you can
That's right.
spend on god
Yeah.
powers,
Change
which
your
are
life.
represented by those little totems you see to the right of my dish.
Yeah.
In this case, yeah, it was deal. I can spend gold to deal 5 damage.
Folks, while we're watching the what's it called? Ogre?
Okay,
Orlog.
I'm sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm
We're
sure
watching
some
the
people
Orlog
don't
game
know
play
about
out.
this mini games, but if
Quick
I can
reminder that
avoid
what
it, I
you're seeing
avoid
right
like
now
the
is
plague.
captured from a PC.
Wanna be aware
work
in the world,
progress
immerse
version of
into the
Assassin's
world,
Creed
not
Valhalla.
to
The
this.
gameplay is pre-recorded and we've edited it together for time to show off as many
If
different
this is
things
like
as
a
we can
mentoring
during
mission,
our
I'm
live
gonna
stream.
freak.
We are live and chatting about what we see on screen and also trying to take questions occasionally. So go ahead and throw in a question in the chat. We've also got Gabe in the chat. Shout out to him answering questions from the Assassin's Creed community development team. Super glad to have you joining us. So keep an eye out for those questions, and we'll try to answer the ones
Okay,
that
this
we
is once
can
again
as we
like
explore and keep
Odyssey.
you updated on what you're seeing here, and descend into
Fire looks
a
pretty
dark
good.
place filled with spiders and rats. My
Kinda starting
favorite.
getting worried how this is gonna
Absolute
run.
favorite.
Really, I'm ready to see. Hopefully it does.
So cozy.
So there's a big old shiny glowing thing here, Jess. And can you tell
I
us
really
exactly
have
what
to
this
see the
is?
freaking requirements.
Right,
now.
so those are books of knowledge, which can also be found via wealth. I forgot to mention that earlier. How could
I mean,
I?
the game
But
freaking
they
engine
are
is the
part of
same,
the wealth.
but you know what
and,
they're gonna do? They're just gonna
essentially, you have
pump
to
the
find
graphics
the
up.
way to
They're
get
gonna
to
say,
it.
oh,
And
no,
once
no,
you
no,
do
need
get
the
that book
hardware
of
for
knowledge,
this,
you'll be
although it's
able
the
to
same
either unlock
freaking
a new
game,
ability,
same freaking
or you'll be able to
engine.
upgrade an ability if it's the second time you find that same book of knowledge within the world.
But they expanded
that's what we're
it,
looking for right now.
so I hope that's not the case.
So are these
I
like
hope it's more
consistent
optimized, you know?
like places?
They
Like
could do the same.
this
I mean, they
this
could
book of
optimize
knowledge
it
there that I'm finding
the
here that's
quality
going to
at
give
the same
me a
time.
certain ability.
Which
Will that be the
means it's gonna
same
run
for everyone, or will
same
that be
as previous game, I
like
hope.
this is the place you go to find harpoon impalement? Is that it?
Yes, I believe
Hey,
they're fixed.
bear.
So they are all set in certain areas of the world, so you'll have to explore to find all of them. But no, they're not random.
Very cool.
Want the button when I can
All right,
throw
Jess, I
over
got a
the
few
table
rapid fire
and
questions
jump
I want to throw at you here while we look
impale
at
the
these
other
melee
player?
abilities.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I win
Wingslap
game
wants to know,
over.
does the weather
Let's
affect
go.
your ability for
Right,
stealth?
yeah. That's a lot
I
more
don't
like Viking,
believe
you know?
so. Not my area of expertise personally, but I don't
Okay.
believe so.
AW,
If I'm wrong, I
you're a
hope
great one. Thank you for
Anouk
joining.
or the HR team can correct me, but pretty sure no.
Well, no wonder you got the nickname, man. Mushroom Eater. What's this seal doing? Wait a minute. Sorry,
you
fire
know
questions
what?
on hold.
I doubt you
We're in a
can
hallucination
pick a table, but yeah, I
Halvor
won't be able to
recommended that I
interact a
try
lot.
out some of these local mushrooms, and let me tell you, it was an interesting time. It gave me this
Experience.
hallucination challenge. Suddenly there were seals on the ground and gates surrounding me.
Sure. Seems natural.
What?
Yeah,
Normal,
and
totally.
it turned out to be a little bit of a puzzle where I had to figure out kind of what to do. And then I realized that there was one very helpful seal that was directing me to the proper gate.
There's a
And
seal there.
when I walk through it, it turns white. And so I have to enter the gates in the proper order.
Question from Dagar is asking about mounts.
There's one more
Are
seal.
there mounts? Can you mount this seal? Can you ride this?
Not to my knowledge.
No, it's just like
If only.
Wait, you get horses.
Yes, yeah, you can get horses.
There's a endearing.
Mostly horses. I think we have a couple
seal
surprises
there.
in there, but let's
I
assume.
mean, I love seals, but what the heck? What is this?
Folks are curious about the map size compared to Odyssey. This one's quite sizable compared to it, right?
I'm not an expert when it comes to comparing map
What in
sizes,
the name of
unfortunately.
Odin
It
is
is
this?
vast, and we have a couple environments also to be explored. We also have, Norway initially. So if we count that all together, I would say it's,
Yeah, there are
comparable. It's a
magic-
very big environment.
I guess
Excellent.
mushrooms from right cry that those
Yusuf?
guys do.
Completed the mystery.
We are no longer hallucinating on random woodland mushrooms.
Yeah,
Fly
it
Agar.
is a little strange.
Oh, this
seal
is
in the
what I thought
middle
was one of
of-
the more sort of like humorous side
Oh,
quests first.
forest.
And it's kind of revealing the origin of one of our a very well loved culinary ingredient.
Oh, please. I'm
Mushrooms?
irritated enough already. The last thing I need is someone lying to my face.
It is a
Something that's a bit harder to pronounce.
Take it. What are you brewing anyway?
I call it Leicestershire sauce.
That is a mouthful.
Yeah,
with
that is a
It
mouthful.
doesn't come close to meriting such a sizable name. That's what's wrong with it. And I've tried. Lord, have I tried. But I cannot, for the life of me, strike the perfect balance.
It's tough out here, man.
I should just give up.
As I look around, that is hard to argue.
You wouldn't happen to be carrying an eel, would you?
Not the first thing I grab when I set off for the day. No.
I've fished everything in Leicester but the eel.
And you think this elusive river snake could be the answer to your sauce woes?
There's only one way to know for sure.
All right, if I wrangle one, I shall bring it to you.
Chris, tell me about your
For
sauce
sure.
woes.
And you think this
Sure,
is
so-
a river snake?
If you give me the name of your cheese sauce,
All right, Yusuf, time to solve some sauce woes.
Oh, yeah. And
I
it starts
cannot
with
even do
fishing.
it without laughing. Myself.
So we headed out to
I'm gonna be a very
the
bad
river
actress
nearby,
because-
trying to catch an eel.
You have to stop laughing when you know when I'm trying
All
to
right, while
do
you're eel
something.
fishing,
Because
Padden Jedi wants to know.
Yeah.
I've never played an AC game before.
It's gonna
What do
be
I have
a
to
while
understand- have to know
until
to
I learn
understand
not
what's
to laugh.
happening here. And Yusuf, I'm curious because you've played a ton of AC games before as well. What's your take?
So,
Yeah.
what is your
Yeah,
cheese
I
sauce?
played, basically
Does
every
it have
AC game.
garlic now?
So
Does it?
my,
Because
look, there's never a bad
if
time
there
to jump
is
into
has
Assassin's Creed.
garlic
you can jump
now,
into any
then
entry that interests
maybe
you.
it's not
Valhalla is
such
going
a
to be your
good
universe.
sauce.
You can totally do that
I
as
know.
well. Each sort of historical story is essentially stands on its own. It's the modern day story is what
They have the
is
same
persistent
animations
throughout the
for
games.
moving heads and all
and
of
it's,
that. That's what
you
I'm
know, that's
referring
easy enough
to.
to catch up on, or I think the dev teams do really good jobs
my
of sort of
gosh.
catching players up on what they may have missed in the past. So yeah, never a bad time to jump in.
Yeah, TTS, yes.
So wait, you just got
Sort-
an eel? You're swinging the sauce?
We gave the eel.
Yes.
Needs more
Yeah,
eel.
exactly. Right on NIV, yeah.
Sauce woes persist.
I've had worse.
Walk like an Egyptian.
Time for me to pack up my things and see what the fruits of another kingdom might offer.
Okay,
Where
stop
will
it.
you go?
Worcester, I think. Though I'll
Oh, he's doing
if I'm
this
going to
still.
name my
Okay.
sauce after that paltry place.
Ha.
Thank you for all your help. I don't know many days,
Listen,
and I
this is
don't
the thing I like
to,
about
but
Assassin's
you've
Creed
helped
is
me
like,
through this journey.
Oh,
in many
it's been a
ways,
wild
it
day.
tells these epic tales and
Yes.
has these like, characters that are
Oh, I'm
so
just
like,
sick of
involved
this
and moving in these stories that
gathering.
make you feel like a
Dude,
friggin'
you know,
hero.
Luck be with
gosh
But they're also
darn
fun
it.
and funny,
Village
and you get
people
to meet
just
characters who are
annoying
trying
me.
to
I
brew up
cannot do
sauce.
this,
Like
you know, I
it just
cannot
it, like makes that world feel
like
so much
spread
more
my
rich and
sauce
interesting to
and-
explore. I love it.
Ah, it's been a long day.
I also like that I now have a better idea of how to pronounce that sauce, because I don't know about you,
Oh,
Chris.
the sauce,
Anytime
but
I
we're
see it,
still
I
talking
just
about
always
the
kind of just
sauce.
mumble my way through it, or just say it really fast. Worcestershire. Yeah.
Like, give me something
But now I'm
here,
just gonna
please.
be like, oh,
Please.
it's Worcestershire sauce.
I think we can say Worcestershire.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
I'm crying
That's a
right
Northeast
now.
thing, all right?
That is true.
I'm
That's
crying.
New England vibe right there coming out.
Bread is here. Sure of it.
All right. What is happening in? Well, actually, first, folks, I
I'm
see a
also
bunch of
curious.
people asking us sort of about deeper story stuff, present day stuff. We're not really touching on that much during this stream. We're focusing more on the
Magic
different gameplay
mushrooms.
segments we're showing off.
With
But
the
I'm gonna put this in
garlic sauce, I
chat,
tell ya,
and
that's
There is
killer
a lot
combination.
not have to
You have to
we'll
try
put
it.
chat for a link for more story stuff.
If you haven't tried it, you have not lived.
to making them.
Uber,
I'm gonna talk
No
about
small tension.
can you
between
call
us.
me an Uber?
Thought you'd be more
From the future.
like-minded.
You and
2020 if you
You
can.
always see eye to eye.
More often than not.
You are still young.
What? His
You
beard.
live to my age and you will see
Oh my gosh, okay, I don't have a beard, but
the stink that rises.
look at his beard. He's like,
when he
oh
says
yes,
closer to
my
age,
beard.
it's like,
is
28.
talking more than
That's
me.
old when you're a Viking.
Yeah, definitely.
It
Abor's
is. It's
actually
more
15.
expressive than my face.
Stay here and wait for
My
the source.
goatee.
I'm going in.
They grow beards very early.
Listen, man,
Normally.
get out on them raids
Oh.
and grow up real quick. So
beard
what's
is
happening
early.
here? We're about to.
Did he
I
say
presume
that?
You're gonna jump off.
I
of this,
think
and
he
if you don't,
did.
I will end the stream right now.
It's
Okay.
very early.
Ah.
It's still alive.
So when
You
we
have
finished
to
that
wait to
assault,
die.
we saw that,
Like,
that
wait
Burgard
a
was
bit.
nowhere to be found, and so he's gone missing, and we have a few leads on to where he might be. So Ivar has sent in the scout here to into
I
the
can
city,
also
the
barely
town of
barely
Linchester,
see my words.
and we're gonna go investigate.
It's
what
a
the
good
scouts
thing
found, or we
my
don't know what the scout
eyeliner
is
is
right now. Maybe
waterproof.
they've been caught. Maybe they're
Still
stuck
gonna smear,
somewhere.
but you're not
so we have to
gonna see
go investigate.
But it's stealthy time now. We got the hood up and everything.
Oh my gosh.
Moving through, and now, the hood obviously is not like total hiding. You see the guard sort of alert things.
Well,
queuing up there
the
or
beard
not,
should
but you
move
managed to
when
make
he
it to the
talks,
bench
but it
today.
did this.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
we're blending in the bench.
So
And Jess, I
it's
want to ask you because this is
dancing
a new mechanic
now.
to Assassin's Creed.
Adds,
I think
like,
longtime fans
something
are
more
used
like
to seeing,
jiggy
that
to
this
it,
is a
so
hostile
yeah.
area and
Awesome
that red
beard.
bar underneath
I
the
tell
compass.
ya.
But this is
Has
a
its
distrust
name
area.
on its own.
What
That's
exactly
right.
does that mean, as opposed to a restricted area, which we see now?
So
Yeah,
distrust areas
Concentrate.
don't attack you on
Concentrate.
site necessarily. If you keep a certain distance from guards or from authoritative figures of that location, they won't attack you right away. They might even ask you to back off. But if you break that or if you stay too long, they'll start attacking on site. So these are usually the best places to wear cloaks or to use stealth mechanic for sure.
Oh, so wearing cloaks
Or
just helping.
just kill them. Option B. Always option B.
Oh, yeah, that's my option always.
No problem.
Like, that's
Aerial
option A for me.
assassinate.
Just
Gotta
kill
do
everyone.
it.
Like, what
Gotta
the heck?
do it. It's so good.
Why waste time?
Uh-oh. Okay, here comes some more. Pulling out the bow.
Okay. Oh, that's what I like to do.
Nice.
Right in the old dome
Thank you,
skis.
thank
I like it. Now, did you have fun with these dual axes, Yusuf? What do you think?
Yeah, the dual axes
sounds
to me was,
fun.
I mean, I didn't have there wasn't a weapon combo I didn't enjoy.
Jesus
The dual axes definitely seemed like a very high damage output build though, and
You got
felt
too many
very
tears.
Viking-ish. If I'm honest.
Jess, what's your vibe? What do you like to... Do you have a weapon preference? Do you have a style preference when you go into
Oh
combat?
my god. This is ridiculous.
It's
I'm
hard
crying
to
on
say.
Assassin's
Typically, I
Creed.
revolve around a
I even didn't
two-handed
cry
axe,
on
a big
the Robo
axe.
Dawn
Those
story.
are kind of my
Anyways,
favorite.
almost cried,
But what's
but
cool is
here I'm just
with
crying
the game
from
in general
laughter.
is if you hold
Ridiculous.
what is it? Is it right? It's right bumper or trigger? I forget what we call the ability. Sorry about that. But essentially, the combination will do a special attack, and the special attacks vary on the weapons that you're equipped. There's some also for solo weapons, so I really like the one for two-handed axe. But hammers are also my second choice.
She's in Temple block.
Nice. You like the heavy hitters.
I think that's
Yep,
the advanced
yep.
version that I'm doing.
So
No,
Chris,
bit
we
more advanced, but
broke in and we
then
found
we
out
can
who
get to
Ivar's
maybe something more.
scout was, and it turns out to be Cheo Burke, who's Cheo Wolf, the king we're
Oh, a
hoping to
gaming guy
assault.
too.
I
I can't wait
He
to-
was kind of trying to prove himself.
Yeah,
He's not
of course.
very battle hardened at all. And so he kind of went out on a limb
Oh,
here
I
and put
need to
himself in a
do this
dangerous
now,
position
because I'm white like the
to try to
multiple
scout
face.
out Burgard's location. And we kind of had to bail him out of it. But now
Okay,
we
let's see
have a
what's
new
happening
tip
here.
on where the
Trying to be
queen
serious, but
actually is,
it's too
Burgard's
fun.
wife. And the theory is that if we can find her, she can maybe tip us off to where Burgard is.
Scouring the Shire in search of
You can change.
Okay. I thought there was going to be like some light abduction happening here, but no, you're just going to go talk to her. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure the game
That's
will
interesting.
Don't count out any light abductions yet, Chris.
Anytime.
We said passive takeover.
How would
Yeah.
that work? Very interesting.
It's non-violent.
No.
Non-violent may have been a
The
strong
ego,
word. Maybe,
the same mechanic
you
is
know.
all the same, which I don't mind. I'm just saying.
Deceitful.
Sure.
Alexis
yeah.
Dupree in the Twitch chat is asking, can I play this game just using a bow? I did that in Odyssey and loved it. What do you think?
I don't see why not. From my experience, you know, there's going to be some obstacles. I think there's a couple bosses also that warrant
That's a very
hand-to-hand
cool way to
combat.
see
We might have
through
some
walls.
events also where it's like fist fighting. Don't bring a bow to a fist fight. That's not a thing, but you know, don't do it. But in general, I would say I think it's pretty viable, and the skill tree also allows you to have certain
Also see
abilities
hammers?
or skills, and you know, I think yeah.
Interesting.
Now, when we're looking at this, is something I noticed before, but when you're looking at these enemies, we see some glowing.
Yes, you
like
can
an element of
identify as a man and woman.
Their arsenal is glowing.
At all
Is that
times.
a way to sort of like communicate what kind of enemies you're facing?
Can you guess
help
which
that?
one
Yes,
I'm
once
gonna
you
be
use,
playing?
an ability to see your surroundings. It'll
know
highlight
you know.
either weak points, it'll highlight their weapons, so it gives you at least an idea as to what you're jumping into, which can be really important. There's so many archetypes. You don't want to run into, what was it, the Goliath too often without knowing.
Yeah, surprise Goliath. Nobody likes that.
No.
Was that some kind of a
Yeah,
big
knowing
blue
what kind of
that
fight you're
comes
in
and kicks
for
your ass
is
to
definitely
oblivion?
a good thing to have ahead of time. And the way you do that this time around, right, Jess, is with Odin's sight, not necessarily with scouting with your eagle or your
I'm
raven,
gonna
right?
adopt
Right,
some of them
definitely
and,
for
you
mid
know,
to close scouting,
keep them as
the
pets.
Odin site is your go-to. It pulses also, you know, everything that's related to exploration. So chests that are nearby. It also reveals what kind of wealth it is from a distance. So it really tells you a lot of information both for combat and for exploration purposes. I definitely recommend that. Raven is mostly to scout out far locations, see what you're dealing with, you know, in terms of a territory, in terms of how big a castle can be, or finding entrances to caves.
Nice.
Do not mind me. Only here to
What
count
the
on
heck?
Just shows up
I
with an
love
arm
this
full of
scene.
heads.
Oh,
Still charming.
Ivar, what the heck, man? The pigs are there too?
So we're interrogating Aylesworth here, essentially about where her husband is, and Ivar comes in with kind of a power move, kind of a negotiation tactic.
I want to tell this dude my secrets
Masquerade
already.
games like,
Stop
oh
with
no,
the
I'm going
pigs,
to
the
bed
heads.
after this.
My God!
Cannot cover
Get me out of
everything
here.
today.
Please!
I already
Talk now, and
am
we'll draw
live
you a
for
nice warm bath.
You,
1, 2, 3.
you are
Yeah, this is
asking
the
me
fourth
to
time
betray
today.
my husband. How can I do that?
If you don't, you will betray countless others. In legend, you
And
may be
besides, this
remembered
is
as
a
the
lot
king and
more
queen who
interesting to
abandoned
me.
their kingdom in its darkest hour.
This is what I
But
most
there will be peace.
anticipate, so
This is
I would
Ceolwulf's
rather do
promise,
this.
and
It's
you will
much
be
more
honored.
fun too. I
You have
mean,
my
fun
word.
like funny fun as well.
Talk about putting that lady in a tough position. But hey, it was
Oh, yeah.
effective, and you didn't have to, like, you know,
Those
break out the dual
ladies
shields.
look like from 2000.
No, only 3 people needed to be beheaded, Chris. I mean, that's a win. It's a net win.
net win.
Oh, when
So,
an assault.
2 minutes.
Her information tipped us off that Bergerain is
2
in a,
minutes.
is
I
down
need
here
to
in this crypt
prepare
hiding
the
out.
thumbnail, the
So we're
tags,
going to
everything.
infiltrate it
Just
and
can't do
to
it.
try to find him.
I mean, 2 minutes to react,
really
to
disposing of
see
the
it,
body
then
very
talk
quickly there.
about it.
I like that. Instant.
But 30
Instant
minutes to
cremation.
prepare everything for stream.
Oh gosh.
Almost 30 sometimes, even more depending on what I have to do. In this
All right,
case,
so down
gonna
into
be
the crypt on the
maybe
trail of the king.
20.
So
But
this is just
still
like
a lot. And
doing a little
it's still
swimming, doing a
midnight,
little
past
loot. Let's see if we can
midnight.
get another.
Oh yeah, there's some wealth
45
down there,
minutes.
Chris.
Gotta get
And we
that
still, well, we actually have a little
Alright.
bit to go. A little bit.
80 Cogs is
Yeah, we
asking
have
about the
13
HUD
minutes.
possibility, and like yes,
So
you can,
that's
there's a lot of
enough.
HUD
I should
customization
not be in bed
available.
later than
If you check out that article I posted earlier,
1
it's an
a.m.
article
even
on
that's too late.
news.ubisoft.com about
Too late.
accessibility. It has a
I
ton
just fixed
of
my
information
sleeping
about
schedule,
different customization options. You
so
can put
I
it in the
have to
Twitch
keep
chat or just find it on
keep it that way, you
news.ubisoft.com.
know.
Are you gonna go for that?
We got a
spear
new
you just
weapon,
picked
Chris.
up?
Like, oh yeah. I gotta
If
check
I
out
can, I'm
Fear's
just gonna
spear.
do it tomorrow when I
Increase speed when dodging.
get up.
All right. All right. Work on the range. I like the spear because it just keeps them a little bit away. You can poke them. Oh,
She's like, is there anybody there? Is there
all right. So
anybody
we've seen
there?
a little,
Is there
was that a little
anybody
bit
there?
of a hidden blade
Oh,
in action there.
there's not. There is. There's not.
Except
There
it's a
is.
little bit trickier. You won't be able
There's
to jump out
not.
of that at this
Oh,
point.
there is. Attack!
Yeah, we're tangling with some tougher foes. Is it a situation where the hidden blade you kind of upgrade it over time, or as you level up it gets more powerful?
You maybe. I need
I think
to
its
list
abilities
it.
mostly in the skill tree that will be able to enhance it. It's more about the difficulty of the enemy
yes, thank
versus
you.
your own.
Yes, I think.
And we give some options in order to enhance that. I think the previous
I
demo
just need
also
better
showed
than
it.
this.
You can have a chance to one-shot based off of a mini game.
some
It's one of the
measures.
examples we have for the Hidden Blade.
Ways to implement that.
No,
Right.
no, it can't
You
be.
found your guy!
Oh, no, his beard is coming.
Yes.
His beard is moving my direction. His beard. Jesus.
Do you mean to butter me?
Stay back. Back, I say.
Yeah,
I'll
is he still
fight you.
moving? Yes.
If you insist.
It's
That's the
still
last thing you want to hear when you threaten to fight someone.
Tutankhamun will want his beard back.
So just like you said, like this is a fight that you couldn't use a bow in because
It's
again
actually Tutankhamun.
you have to take Burger it alive. So
with K, it's
he's coming at
Anyway,
Eivor with a
I
sword and
can
shield, and
hear
Eivor
this,
is just
but I think
handling him
Fist
with
fighting
with
back.
fists.
Anyway,
As well.
that beard
Some folks in
has
chat noticed this
its own
earlier,
opinion
but
on
I
the
liked
matter
that move.
and
When
wants
you
to
were,
get into the
just
fight.
before you got in here, you like
pretty clear
shot
to me.
a dude in the knee because it was the weak spot, and that opened up that stun
Oh,
attack.
imagine how many memes there's
Jess,
gonna be
talk
with
to me
that
about
beard
this.
if they don't
The
fix
enemies
that.
have weak spots to present themselves. Is it something you kind of open up as you're fighting?
Right. Yes. So enemies do have weak
Yeah.
spots, especially with the bow
beard
is
is
something
also
you can,
waving
aim
at you,
with,
so
and once you get the weak
there's
spots,
a
it'll
lot in that
reduce
beard.
the defense bar significantly.
There's
and
just
if that
so
bar is
much
completely
character
reduced,
to
you'll get
it.
to do a stun
The
attack.
beard is its own character.
There's a couple variations of this that come also with the main skills in the skill tree, but that's the basic of it, and then after that
Yeah.
it builds upon itself as you play.
Nice.
Exactly, Squash.
You gotta pack
That
it
Yeah,
would
in
and
now.
Chris, I
be
really like
harsh.
using the light bow for that because it really allows you to fire off shots quick.
Even.
You know, it
Guys,
can
you.
be,
Forgive me,
yeah, like it can be great for nailing those weak spots.
I beg of you, please. I'll go anywhere. Here, I resign it. Here.
Take this
There you
lord
go.
and his wife to Rome. He is hereby exiled, never to return.
Doesn't sound so bad. Rome?
Oh yeah,
mean-
sure.
Rome in the 9th century isn't the Rome you know so well from other things, Chris.
This isn't Ezio era Rome.
Yeah,
No,
that too.
or even Aya and Bayek era Rome.
Better be worth all this trouble.
His beard is just so.
God, I'm saying, man, got a
Just
free
never
ride.
sleeps.
There you
That
go.
that little thing.
Ugly end, bastard.
Gather what men you have and split them between the north and south gates. That should divide his forces.
Ooh, they're not giving up, huh?
Eivor, you must save my son.
He will come through this, I promise.
I will stay here with Jill. Go.
I feel like Eivor's making a lot of promises.
Beard physics.
So
They're
yeah,
just like-
Leofrich, the war thing, the formidable warrior that was
Oh,
loyal to
the
Burger
funniest
has attacked, and
Tonight.
Marshall's sort of a last ditch effort
I do.
against Eivor's homies here, and so we gotta go handle it
Okay,
and
I
save
like
save
this
Cheol's son as well.
game mechanic, but I really hope that they can push everybody from
Also
the ledge
rocking
with
that
it.
big
Like I said,
axe.
not like with this
This
party
one's
kick. Just some people I can push, some I can't. Like
This axe was super cool. I came across it, and there was actually a little
That's fair.
note saying that it was actually built or it was made for Leofrich. And then like we kind of stole it, but it has an ability where anytime you critical strike, like you just saw there, it lights on
okay, you
fire.
can
It's on fire.
flame on, so to speak, your weapons like
I
in
love when
Odyssey.
our
That's
writers
great.
use, like,
I love
fragments of
that.
information. There's some all over the environment, and since I touch less than that in my day-to-day, I find them too, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
And it's quick. It's not like it's slowing you down. So that's
Yeah,
good.
that's fun to like discover things about the game you worked on because so many other people doing so many different things on it.
course.
Cool to learn that stuff as you play.
Yeah, I'm reading your
All
comment here.
right, light fire and destruction around here. Gonna need some
And my
infrastructure
swirling
rebuilding once you got the
ears.
new king
A
installed.
hurricane.
But now you're taken to you're on the trail of
Yeah, that's gonna be epic
Hold-
speech.
Chilbert.
Just
Leofrich.
imagine that
Leo
doesn't
Friction.
Yes.
Chilbert.
Yeah, Cheolbert.
Golden's
Chilbert.
eye.
Need your eyes.
We gotta get them down.
Instead
Oh,
of
what's up,
eagle,
Raven?
that's
I
a
expect you to
raven.
come correct with
I
these
thought it's gonna
Anglo-Saxon
be called like
pronunciations.
raven eye, but
Man,
apparently the raven
don't
also
worry,
has
we'll
a
get
name.
there.
You got until launch day, Chris. That's what
Until launch day.
Oh yeah.
That's
All
less
right.
than 30 days.
Launch day,
Alright, I'll
yeah,
study
less
up.
than 30 days.
Study up,
Can't
don't
wait.
To do this. Leofred, let him walk.
His cape also
No
has a
answer to me.
he has something
I
to
answer
say.
to my king. I silence Danes with this.
Ooh, he's not having it.
Yeah, I really hope they fix this because there are gonna be so many YouTube videos with
Bye,
these bugs.
Leofred. There's nothing left to fight for.
It's
We've
gonna be so
stormed
funny.
Renton. Only a matter of time.
Eivor is throwing out the olive
I
branch.
cannot do that.
I like it.
Then you will die.
Someone will.
Someone. Yeah, he's trying.
Isn't that
Man,
sword
he
too
can throw down,
big?
but why?
I mean, some night swords are like this. I mean, the long
Okay,
sword
that's
is
that
called a
harpoon
long
pistol we're
sword.
talking
Oh man.
I'm not
There
sure
was also
what
something like kind of mean to me
era
about
is
this
it
of
from.
like
Is it from this
defeating
era?
Leofric with the weapon that was originally made for him.
And he's defending a king that's now
Meant to be
fled to Rome.
handled with
So, and he has
two
no
arms, I
idea.
think, but
That was a
Right.
big bite. That was a big bite.
haven't
That
watched
sun
Kelly
attack.
Green for a while. Have to check.
Yeah,
what
so he
would
has
say.
weak points too that you can exploit with the bow.
Wow.
I've always been
That's
fascinated with long
Really
swords as
heavy
well. They
impact.
just look very epic.
Looks like he's gonna do something.
Keeps
do
the
something to that.
distance in the fight, you know?
Watch out.
You can really do some
Yusuf,
damage
I believe
with
in
the
you,
pointy
even though you're not playing
moves.
this live right now. And we
Thank
probably
you,
wouldn't be
thank you.
showing
Very
it if
well.
you lost
Have
this
to.
fight.
Yeah,
I'm
with
sure
the
you're
one
great.
arm, that's gonna be very heavy. I'm literally thinking about the real practical usage of a sword right now. But the fight looks cool though.
There we go. Oh, Leofric.
Oh, 100% fantasy, you say? Oh,
No appeal to your god
What did you choose?
I see.
or your king.
I don't
So yeah,
mind.
you got a choice here.
Obviously, if the game is better for it, but
Chat, what would you choose?
I'm always curious
Yusuf
how
has already
much
made the
they're
choice.
gonna
This is pre-recorded footage off a work-in-progress build, but
No, keep the
What choice?
historical accuracy if they even wish to do so. They seem to
Our resistance
want to do
Q.
that for the story.
Well,
Oh,
as
you
far as I
did?
understand.
with honor.
Oh yes.
You will
So
go to your
far.
god as your
Spoilers, we show you both choices.
This guy looks like,
name for men and women
you know,
of
that
courage
bad
like
guy
yours.
from Vikings. And
This is the choice
similar
I
to
made.
him.
I've never done that choice, not once.
The Russian king, you
Not
know
once.
what I mean?
Really?
you give him the warrior's death.
Deserve this.
Can't do it.
Oh, yeah. Well, Eivor even has, somewhat, nice parting words for Leofric.
Yeah.
He does.
It aligns also with Eivor's values. You know, you die as a warrior
Starting
or
to
a
think
drinker,
that
which is
Eivor
what
and
he had
female
done.
Eivor
So
are
it
there at
makes
the
sense.
same
It's just
time.
can't do it.
I know they aren't. I'm
Alright,
just
so now
So
we
here you see the
the
option
other
of sparing him.
Lives
Yeah,
of
yeah.
man's seconds for
It's
death.
Echo. That's
What
you.
would I gain? He saved himself and left you to die. All this fighting it's
Yeah,
for
the Arby.
nothing, for no
How
one.
does he take it? I wonder.
To betray one so trusted, so close, it's a dishonor worth 1,000 deaths.
Okay, her voice is just like a cat
Eivor,
went into her throat
shown
and
me a
then
great
somebody
kindness.
killed a cat with
it is
a
only
lawnmower
fitting that I do the same.
and stayed there.
At Venonis, there is a statue with a scroll laid in a small bowl.
Unless she's a smoker in the Viking era, I don't see a reason for her to have such
Your
a voice,
name
but
is on this.
it's possible.
At Burgred's request, I put it there. When it is found, the zealots who read it will hunt you.
Who are they?
It doesn't matter now, you haven't much time. Burn the scroll, or they will never stop
Gerganke,
hunting you.
okay, Teko.
Where will you go now?
Rome.
Uh-oh.
Never heard that version of my name before.
Less passive now.
Oh yes.
Come on.
Yeah,
Take you
his
back.
cape is for sure like a bit
Jess,
harsh.
we got a little bit of a
bit
mention there
harder.
of zealots.
You can say.
Can you tell us a little bit about who they are?
Like, oh, the air is hard. I'm just gonna
I like the
Stay
mystery
like
that
this
was
and
kept
then
in the
be
demo,
like,
so I won't go too
like
deep in
still
them. But
holding on
it
to
is
the air.
a big thing to have a zealot after you. They're really strong archetypes, very good fighters, and typically they have a code or an alliance they follow. So there is a common mindset to them. You can find them roaming around, sometimes defending people, sometimes
Clean is
defending
clean,
towns.
fine. I'll
And
hang
at launch, you
our
get to know much more
with other
about what they do
arrows.
in the
Hang
world.
out with
But
other
the
arrows,
fact that
yeah.
he gave you that hint is a pretty big move on his part. He must really appreciate you.
Saved his
Okay,
life.
so he's doing us a favor here.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
Jesus.
Is it nap
Chris,
time?
this is nap time. This is time for us to go to
I'm
bed.
gonna lay down with all my
Abel had a
weapons
long day of making kings.
strapped to my back, like all my,
Does
He's
not
a-
remove armor.
like
So
leather straps.
tired
It's
from
very
battle. I
uncomfortable,
can see
but
that.
still gonna sleep
mean,
with it. So
your
yeah,
pelts are
I'm a
getting
Viking.
all
Yeah.
bloody and viscera-y. Listen, I don't know, man. I'm not a Viking, but I will be in a video game.
You will be on November 10th, Chris, when Assassin's Creed Valhalla comes out on Xbox Series X,
You
Xbox
guys
Series
could be
S,
more cheesy
Xbox
now,
One,
could you?
PS4, PC, Stadia, and Luna. And on November 12th,
What the heck is
coming to
Luna?
PlayStation 5 as well.
Luna.
And we're just wrapping it up
What the
here
heck is
with
Luna?
some
I have no
with some
idea.
fishing.
First time I hear,
Just a
hear
nice
about
little
this.
peaceful,
Okay,
relaxing
Stadia, yeah,
activity.
who the heck uses Stadia?
But folks, that
What
brings
the
us
heck
to
is
the
Luna?
end. I did. I want some more of that Leicestershire.
Luna,
See,
yeah.
now I'm screwing it up. Let it
Trying
just
to come
There
out
we go.
on your wall.
Sauce, my poor sauce.
In November, expect this to come out
Jess,
on
thank you
your
so
wall,
much for joining us.
on your lamp,
and folks, thanks so much for
on your
watching.
headphones.
Absolutely, this was a real
On your
treat. Get a look
pencils.
at some pre-recorded
I'm
gameplay
kidding.
of Valhalla. You folks saw a lot of different elements
yeah,
of
what
the
the
game
heck's
in
Luna?
play there, from combat to dice throwing to maneuvering for alliances to
God of
fighting
War,
to eel
such
problems. It's pretty great.
a masterpiece. I mean,
Jess, what
they're
are you most
different
excited
games.
for when
I
Valhalla
enjoy
comes out?
Assassin's Creed for what it is.
Oh my gosh,
But God of
so
War,
much.
it's not like
It's
so open
crazy.
world,
There's so
so
many
the
things to
attention to
say,
detail and the
but in
graphics
general,
and
it's
just the
just
level
for you
of
guys to get that wow
the
moment when you
graphics
enter
is
that world. It's so
much better.
breathtaking, and
It's
Eivor is
totally
so
different.
captivating as a
Cutscenes,
main
everything's
character. So
superb.
I'm really excited for people
Lip-syncing,
to
acting. It's
step in
just
the
open world
in
game.
the very
But
heavy
they do have
footsteps of
to
Eivor
put
and go
things a
through their
few
journey.
levels up if they want
There's
to
just so much. I'm so excited.
Sounds great.
progress,
Well, congrats
because
for
you
all your
can
hard work
still
on the
see
game.
how
We're
old
definitely
it
looking
is.
forward to checking it
So
out.
many things
Folks,
are
go ahead
so
and subscribe
old.
to the channel or follow the channel
Okay,
here
that
if
was
you
it,
want to
guys.
see more streams of
So I'm just gonna comment on a few things real quick, and that's it. That's a pretty good picture. Okay. Yeah, your pencil. Yeah. So guys, I wanted really to see this extensive gameplay, because I do have a lot of concerns about this game, as you know. I love almost every Assassin's Creed game that I ever played, starting from the very, very beginning, going through Rogue, which was once again made by our Bulgarian studio here, one of the best, but just a shorter Assassin's Creed title. Assassin's Creed 3, I really love it, and yeah, loved it, still love it. I know that a lot of people don't, but it was just the first one where the combat was a bit more loose and not so tied up. You weren't like this, and you can disengage from a battle easier. That mechanic with the locking on, it was very it was just hard to deal with anyway. The point is, guys, that they did went to that direction of the RPG style from Assassin's Creed Origin. I like how they integrate the system. It was easy to understand, easy to play with. I just love the open world setting. I cannot tell you how many times in the other Assassin's Creed games I have hit an invisible wall or couldn't go to a particular region because there's an invisible obstacle wall, like in 3D triangles going around. So I don't miss this at all, this aspect. And to have a horse to go everywhere with the horse is awesome. So I personally super adore action game with RPG elements, because I just love this element where you can customize your character and your armor. I love that. I mean, it's so cool when you can see the changes on your character with the weapons, with the clothes, and every piece of armor, and that's just great. And how they did it, I think the system was very easy to understand, and then how they improved it upon Assassin's Creed Odyssey is just great. I still play Odyssey, as you know, from time to time when I can, and I still freaking enjoy it so much. I enjoy it every little thing. Sorry, it's really late. Every little thing that you pick when you walk somewhere, when you go, whatever, the iron on the ground, the the wood, all of those things, you can put them into use right away. You can upgrade your ship, you can upgrade something on yourself, you can make arrows, so many things, and it's so easy and intuitive, and everything matters. Whatever you pick from whatever it is, everything matters. Even if you pick armor that it's not on your level, that is old or something like this, not old, but I mean that's below your level, you can dismantle it, make new ones, sell it, everything matters, everything. So that's what I love, but it is a huge grind though. And a lot of the armor in Assassin's Creed Odyssey has repeated a lot. I mean, you can like take an armor that looks exactly the same like a previous armor, but be better, but still looks exactly the same, and you cannot change the colors or anything like that. So, basically, guys, what I'm trying to say is that when they change how Assassin's Creed plays and they made it a bit more free to move, for me, better combat and Origin, they introduced the RPG elements, they made the world open, they set it up in ancient Egypt, which for me is my most favorite setting of all time. So I love this, I just adore this, and to be able to climb the pyramids, all that. But point is, they did improve a lot in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Ancient Greece, which is actually my second most favorite setting ever in the history of the world. So with these two games, they fulfilled my dream to be in Ancient Egypt, then in Ancient Greece. And with what they improved, the quests are very interesting still. This Atlantis quest that I'm still pursuing, but still didn't get to that. But just some minuses that I could say are that the game is still a bit dated in terms of how the NPCs move, talk, everything else. The graphics overall of the overworld did look one of the best that I ever seen. So you can put Witcher 3 in this, and also Assassin's Creed in the way that the game looks. In some ways, Witcher 3 looks better in some textures, let's say some other places or armor, but in some other areas, Assassin's Creed did look better. Those are just things I'm mentioning on top of my head, but guys, Odyssey, to me, from all the Assassin's Creed games, has really been the best. Like when you put everything together, the combat, the freedom of movement, the weapons, the armor, and the world, and the quests, and the side quests, freaking amazing. Now they did say that here we're not gonna have like exactly side quest as side quest. They're gonna approach this a bit differently. Not sure what that means yet. But I really wish for this game that they're going to improve everything that was awesome about Origin and Odyssey, and just give us the best possible combination out of these two games. That is my hope. And of course, adding on to that and removing some elements maybe that did not work that well, just to make the game less grindy, more enjoyable, to see how we can switch clothes on the character, which yes, we are getting now tattoos also, that's great. All those things, and just have this dynamic combat in which you can feel like the badass warrior that you really want to feel like. And once again, Vikings era for me is my third most favorite. So they are literally checking the list, the games that I always wanted to play in third person, like Egypt, ancient Greece, and now this. So yeah, that's why I'm so excited for this game. Just unbelievably excited. Whew, but I don't want to see the older stuff that are from 5, 6 years implemented again and again and again. You know how the characters move and how they talk. It's so robotic. All of that. I mean, those are criticisms even from Origin, and still the same thing, still the same thing. So I hope that at least, if not this, the next Assassin's Creed game could be like fully next gen, and then we are going to be at least a year or two in next gen by that point when the next Assassin's Creed game comes out. So then if they do the same, I don't see any excuse for this, like whatsoever. But for now, we can laugh at this early build in a very good manner. I mean, not anything like in a bad way, but it's just really, really funny when you see stuff like that. They do say, yeah, it's an early build, but it's Ubisoft. I mean, every time they say this, they release the game in that same state that you saw in the early build. I hope that's not the case, but we have less than a month, so we're going to see, you know, we're going to see. There's no running away from this, we're going to see it. So, those are my thoughts of what we just saw, guys, and with a bit of a context if you not seen me before, so I'm letting you know what my background in Assassin's Creed games is. I hope that you enjoy this very funny, very fun also stream altogether. Yeah, keeping our fingers crossed, and that's it. I'm gonna go to bed now, and if I can, I'm gonna cover Spider-Man tomorrow, okay? Thank you, Abby. Thank you, dear Abby. So, guys, thank you for the support. If you like to support me in general, you can become a member of the Imperium, Golden Astartes, Custodes, or Primarch, or you can check my OnlyFans for meaningful sex educational content. And of course, there's always Patreon and Streamlabs for direct support. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for everything. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and till next time, have a great rest of the week. We will see each other actually tomorrow once again. So sleep well. I love you guys, my dear Garrity's Golden Astartes.